Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Van Helsing's Root. We're in chapter 12, Waking Evil. I think this is when bad stuff starts happening for Van Helsing. We left off in the last one where Finis came back to life and showed Van Helsing. Van Helsing knows that he is alive and he wants to kill him. He doesn't know how to kill him because he's immortal, and they're at that conflict right now. I didn't get a I didn't get a thumbnail for the last one out of the last episode because there was none. It was like an hour long. So I'm recording this to grab a CG out of this one for the other thumbnail, even though it's not technically associated with the right chapter. But I feel like there's going to be more than one in here. If there's not, then I'll just make up one for the previous episode. Anyway, let's get to it. It's a quiet night. The golden moon floats in the sky, giving the scattered clouds a bluish-white glow. The night is so peaceful, making it all the harder to believe in what transpired just a few days ago. There are so many emotions and things to work out that I cannot sleep at all. The explosion that night did indeed come from Buckingham Palace. From inside the palace, Queen Victoria was unharmed, but many government VIPs were killed. The number of abnormal crimes taking place in London with the word Azoth left in blood has increased at an explosive rate. This city, the capital of Britain, is about to descend into a state of panic. Given the deteriorating situation, Queen Victoria made a public address. As a government official and as a single human being, it is impossible to condone the perpetrators of these crimes. This is war, with Britain's honor and peace on the line. We will not succumb to any threats, nor will we accept any evil. This war will conclude with Britain victorious. Azoth is Finis. Based on this information, the British government is doing everything in their power to hunt him down. On the other hand, there have been several changes in our group. Deli went missing during his battle with the two soldiers. Oh yeah, I forgot that even though it's been like 5 minutes. At the end of the last episode, someone cut him down and I guess kidnapped him. We confirmed that the soldiers he'd been fighting were killed, but Deli was nowhere to be seen afterward. There are no clues as to where he went following the disappearance. Our search is encountering difficulties. Back then, would anything have been different if I'd stayed behind with Deli? I know it's a waste of time to think these things, but I can't help it. In Van Helsing, he disappeared as well right after he let Finis escape and that big explosion happened. None of us know where he is or what he might be doing. I know, he's trying to just solve everything by himself. He doesn't want to get her involved. He's going through great turmoil and stress right now. Finis is bringing back his past. Cardi is getting involved and he doesn't want it. I wonder where he went. Looking back, he saved me so many times. Now I feel that I want to be the one to help him, but there's nothing I can do. I hate myself for being so powerless. Van Helsing. My thoughts are all tangled. I whisper his name without thinking. Just thinking about him causes a pain in my chest. I can't forget the warm smile that Van Helsing showed me once. Just once after the battle with Nyantote. I know, it was so cute. And now he's just pushing her as far as he can away. I want to stay by his side. I want to help him. That's how I feel. It's how I feel, but the more I get to know him, the less and less I feel that there's anything I can do for him. What can I do for Van Helsing? A noise. They come from the window. Sounds like the tap of a pebble thrown against the window. I wonder who could be out there. I see a figure standing outside and rush out of my room. Oh. He came and got her. Try to tell her goodbye. I exit the doors of the mansion and run out to meet him. Van Helsing. Van Helsing. Yes. Where have you been? Everyone's worried. And what about your wounds from the battle with Nyantote? Van Helsing furrows his brow as if annoyed by the rapid-fire questions.
お前は相変わらずだな。私の心配など必要ないと何度言えばわかる。
I can't help it. I have to worry. I change my thoughts away from my melancholy feelings and look up into Van Helsing's face. He makes that annoyed expression that I've become so familiar with. Even though he appears to be in a bad mood, I'm still very happy that I get to see him again. I'm so glad that you're safe. Right now, in this moment, this fact above all else is the source of my joy.
ドラクロは2世の行方はつかめたか？
No, we haven't found any clues. If only I had stayed by Deli's side.
それで何か変わったとでも？あいつの足を引っ張るだけだろう。
There you go, telling her she's in people's way again. Maybe, but I can't help but feel in the depths of my heart that I could have done something.
あいつを余計なことに巻き込んだ責任は私にある。
That's not true. It's no one's fault. We just need to find Deli. We all need to search together.
いや、ここまでだ。
Van Helsing cuts me off before I can finish my sentence, looking at me with a serious, intent gaze. What?
今日は別れを告げに来た。
I knew it. He's going to tell you goodbye. This is so sudden. Before I can fully comprehend the meaning of what he says, Van Helsing speaks again.
私が甘かった。お前たちのような弱者を連れていたがゆえに、今回の事件へと巻き込んでしまった。長い間世話になった。情がないかと言われればそれは嘘になる。だからこそ、今ここで私はお前たちと離別する。
I must go because I care for you guys too much. You guys can't get hurt. His complete rejection of anything other than what he's already decided on is extremely upsetting to me. He refuses to accept any other opinions of protest. Why, all of a sudden, if we all work together, I'm sure... I look at him, trying to find a reaction, but Van Helsing's face reveals nothing like the surface of a calm lake.
私は戻れない道を行くんだ。関係のないお前たちまで付き合う必要はない。
He feels like that this end is just going to lead to his death, and he doesn't want anyone feeling bad about it. Not our business. These simple words upset me greatly. It is my business. I'm the key to solving whatever mystery surrounds Finis. You said so yourself. That's why... But Van Helsing doesn't even bother to brush away my argument. He simply stands in silence, letting the words flow past him. His eyes silence me more effectively than any number of eloquent speeches he could have.
ああ、そうだったな。だがもう事情が変わった。お前がいなくても、私は自らの力で奴の秘密を暴き出す。そして、あの男が死ぬまで、私は何度だって殺してみせる。
I look into his eyes and realize that no matter what I say, he is going to leave me. A feeling of helplessness and emptiness gradually spreads through me. Why? Why do you want revenge on Finis? Why are you so hell-bent on this?
お前には理解できまい。私のこの胸の内にあるどす黒い感情など。
That's right, I don't understand. I don't. The anger I feel is coming from the feelings I've had for him building up as he became a bigger presence in my heart. Of course I don't understand. Because you never tell me anything. He only ever sees me as a tool for his revenge, not as the person I actually am. Why, Van Helsing? What is this revenge you keep talking about? You can't just leave without saying anything. Stop telling me it's none of my business. I can't control this torrent of emotions that I feel. If he doesn't tell me what's going on in his mind, he'll leave without saying anything. Just tell him how you feel. I mean, he's not going to respond, but just tell him anyway. And I'll never see him again. I'm convinced of this somehow, and I find myself begging, almost yelling at him.
2年前、吸血鬼戦争と呼ばれた戦いがあった。
He speaks quietly, his words heavy. He stares off into the distant skies as if recalling something from decades ago, not a mere 2 years away.
ひどい戦いだった。戦争と呼べるようなものではない。ただの一方的な虐殺でしかなかった。
The Vampire War. I was asleep for so long, my only knowledge of it comes from hearing about it, not any first-hand experience. Is he saying that those events are somehow connected to his revenge?
当時の私は黄昏に所属し、軍の工作員として吸血鬼の中に入り込み、それらを内側から瓦解する役目を負っていた。初めは何の疑いも持たなかった。彼らは敵だと、殲滅すべき対象なのだと、そう思っていた。だが、工作員として彼らの中で暮らすうち、私はその戦争に疑問を抱いた。彼らは脅威となり得ない。そう判断した。
I totally didn't even realize that he actually lived with them. I know he killed them, but I didn't remember at all that he said that he lived with them. I thought he was just mad because he was forced to kill people that he didn't want to kill.
私が体験した事実をもとに、私は軍に報告をした。無意味な戦争はするべきではないと。あの場所にはただ平穏を望む無辜の民がいるだけだと、そう訴えた。
But the war didn't stop. That's what history says.
軍の決定に承服できなかった私は、その戦いを降りるつもりだった。だが、
We were forced to keep working for them. An idea about what happened suddenly occurs to me, and Van Helsing nods gravely.
私はフィニスに家族を人質に取られた。家族を生かしてほしいのならば、吸血鬼たちを殺せという条件をつけてな。
That I actually remember. I didn't remember it at the time, but this is familiar to me. I had forgotten that his family was taken hostage. I thought he was forced in a different way to kill the vampires, but that was his family.
私は悩んだよ。最後の最後まで。けれど、私は家族が大切だった。
That he killed his family anyway, I think.
故郷に残してきた母と弟が、私にとっては何より大切だった。
His anger is painful, intense. Just watching him force these words out caused my heart to ache for him.
だから、私は任務を全うした。迷い人として改めて素性を偽り、彼らの中に入り込んで、そのすべてを殺した。
Man, that must have really hit home then whenever Finis had Cardia hostage in that last episode. Oh, man.
人間という異種族である私を心から迎え入れてくれるような温か かい者たちを。一人二人ではない。何百という罪のない者たちを。
I can't possibly imagine how painful this must be for him. Imagining it from what he has told me is causing my heart so much pain it might split. And Van Helsing had to deal with all of the pain directly, for real. I cannot imagine the depths of his pain.
そして、すべてが終わったとき、あの男は、フィニスは約束をたがえていた。
What? Does he mean?
察した通りだ。奴は私の家族すらも殺していた。
Yep, so I remembered that correctly. Van Helsing somehow looks calm as he says this. I tried to imagine the pain he must have endured until he could be so accepting of this truth, and I shudder. Van Helsing takes a deep breath, then slowly and quietly releases it.
これが私が奴へ復讐を誓う動機だ。私は必ずこの恨みを晴らす。母と弟の無念を、そして何よりこの私の怒りと後悔を必ず奴の死をもって償わせる。
It's like a black flame burning within him. Van Helsing's eyes are deep black, and yet somehow they seem to be filled with a terrifying heat. I wonder if he is seeing the family that he couldn't save right now.
だからお前の言葉は私には届かない。
Has Van Helsing been trapped in a nightmare that he can't wake from? He must kill Finis with his own hands to awake from the dream.
私の歩む道にお前は必要ない。
With that, he turns his back to me. I instinctively grab his hand. Wait. Wait, Van Helsing. I don't want you to be alone. I want to stay with you. Please take me with you.
バカを言うな。お前自身の問題は別にあるだろう。お前の父親を探すという重要な問題が。
Don't you understand that she doesn't care about that anymore? No, that's not it. There's more than that. I just want to help you.
助けはいらないと何度言えばわかる。それに、仮にお前がついてきたとして何ができる？お前を連れて行く意味があるか？
What?
フィーニスを私の代わりに殺すか？奴が従えているであろうヒドゥンストレングスを相手に戦うか？戦って殺されそうになったらお前はその相手を躊躇なく殺せるのか？
That's...
答えろ。お前に人殺しができるのか？
Van Helsing's question is serious. He's asking me simply if I'm ready to enter a life and death situation. He's headed for a place where he might lose his own life. Do I have the resolution to take another's life? It's not something I can answer easily. All I can do is back one step away from Van Helsing.
それでいい。人は誰しもふさわしい生き方がある。お前が無理する必要などないんだ。お前はお前の道を生きろ。
His voice is unexpectedly kind, as if to say they will be his last. He smiles quietly.
だが、礼は言っておく。 ルパンたちとの日々は確かに温かいものだった。
This is like 20 minutes of depressed conversation.
こんな日々が続けばいいなどと、らしくないことも考えた時もあった。
Oh, that's really cute. Then...
だからこそだ。
No.
いつか復讐よりも、その日々が大切になってしまうその前に。
When he stops caring, he doesn't want to let go of his revenge. He can't just let it go. He's got to hang on to it, which means he has to leave or he's afraid he'll just let it go.
私は決着をつけなければいけないんだ。
You're such a troublemaker. Just embrace it. It's okay. It's okay to let go. You don't have to be set on revenge. Someone else will take care of Finis. It's fine. Saint Germain will take care of him. It's fine.
これまで楽しかった。ありがとう。
That face almost doesn't suit him. He always has a glare on his face, and now it's just not glare. Actually, it looks forced. He gives me a fragile, fleeting smile. More than the happiness of hearing he enjoyed time with us or the joy of being thanked, I'm saddened by his smile. It's impossible for me to stop him. He doesn't need me.
さよなら、カルディア。月並みな言葉だが、お前と出会えてよかった。
It's a really sad goodbye. I hate it when they use the word sayonara because it's the ultimate goodbye. Never see you again goodbye, and I don't like it. And Helsing starts walking. He leaves my side. Left behind, alone, all I can do is look on as he disappears into the darkness. It's okay, you'll find him again. We still have like 2 chapters left.
これでよかったのかね?
Yeah, chapter 12 and 13. 13 is the last one, so we're second to last chapter right now. It's fine, you'll see him like probably in this chapter still. We have to have a CG after all. Alistair has been leaning against his automobile, waiting for Van Helsing to come from the mansion.
ああ、これでいい。
It's gonna be really sad. She's gonna cover him. He's like, why? Why must you insist? Why must you cover me? Just leave me alone. So sad.
あの娘は君を愛しているのではないかね。そして君も彼女を。
Just called him out. Of course he loves her. Why he's gotta leave?
気のせいだろう。私はただ余計なものを整理しただけだ。
Oh, whatever. You do love her. Just admit it.
わかった。それが君の選択なら、それでいい。
行くぞ。フィーニスがまたどこかに消えないうちにな。
My mind like auto-filled that let's go before I change my mind. I'm like, you're not changing your mind. What are you talking about? No, he's not saying that. Of course he's not saying that. He's tried so hard to push her away. It's going to happen for a little bit. Alistair nods. The two step into the automobile and Alistair starts the engine.
フィーニスは今、黄昏の本部があるセントポール大聖堂に戻っている。
大聖堂？それは確かな情報か？
What do you mean reliable? He was a part of Twilight. Wouldn't he know where the headquarters was? I don't understand. Whatever.
好みを持って確かと言える。フィーニスは離反した黄昏兵を連れて大聖堂を襲撃したのだ。
襲撃だと？
ああ。おかげでこちらの黄昏兵はほぼ全滅。生き残りとも連絡がつかないでいる。私もなんとか生き残った一人だ。
それほどのことをしてフィニスの手に入れたい何かが大聖堂にあるというのか。
あの場所はロンドン再建の際、アイザックがビクトリア女王に直談判してまで手に入れた場所だという。
Pretty sure he has like a secret lab there or something.
あの場所には何か
Yes,
私
there
た
you
ち
go.
の知らない秘密があるのかもしれないな。
Secrets you're not aware of.
奴にとって身近な場所に不死の秘密があると、そんなことが。
Probably.
青い鳥はいつだって自分のそばにいるものだ。
And Helsing looks out at the passing scenery with a tense expression. He can see the city lights glistening beyond the curves of the hills. Steel London, started by Isaac Beckford and finished by Finis, though it is still growing. Lives and emotions constantly cross paths here, and countless tragedies are born each day, a beautiful beast that devours lives. Steel London. He first came to the city several years ago. Tonight he will put an end to his connection to this place. He stares up at the moon and reflects on his past. He must collect his thoughts and emotions to prepare for what might happen.
ここがロンドン。すごいな。
He sounds so young, even though he's not. The first thing his eyes registered upon leaving the carriage is the beautiful nightscape of the newly completed London. With Queen Victoria's declaration of a new era of invention and military expansion, the military is enlisting record numbers. After losing his father, Abraham decided to join the army to support his bedridden mother and younger brother. He came out to London on his own. The enlistment examinations are to take place in a field on the outskirts of London. Abraham demonstrates remarkable talent in the test of battle skill that he is put through.
彼、ただものではないな。
Alistair, a section commander of Twilight at the time, is the first to recognize his abilities.
後で彼を私のもとへ呼んでくれないか。
彼をですか。しかしアレスター様の部隊は黄昏だったと記憶しておりますが。
He's just gonna yoink him out of the military examination and put him in Twilight.
黄昏は輝かしい経歴を持つエリート中のエリートが配属される特殊な部隊では。
輝かしい経歴など必要ない。黄昏は実力主義だ。特に私の隊はね。
And Helsing lives midway through the examination and is brought to Alistair.
失礼いたします。ジミー・エアレスター小隊長殿。
Doesn't he sound all like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as a young one? He's not even that young though. Isn't this only like, I don't know, not even 10 years ago? It's got to be like 5. Van Helsing shouts this when he enters the room and Alistair smiles faintly.
エイブラハム・バン・ヘルシング君だね。唐突だが質問をさせてもらおう。ここがどこだかわかるかな。
すみません。不勉強なもので全く見当も。
それでいいんだ。この場所の本当の役割は国の限られた人間にしか知られていない。表向きこのセントポール大聖堂はロンドン再開発の際に起きた事故により封鎖されたとなっているが、実際は違う。その裏の顔はイギリスの秘密諜報機関黄昏の本部というものなのだよ。
黄昏諜報機関。私は イギリス軍の入隊試験を受けていたはずなのですが。
何？問題はないさ。黄昏もイギリス軍の一部だ。フィーニス軍事技術顧問の直下にある独立した機関ではあるが、その理念と目標はイギリス軍と同じもの。我らはイギリスの平和と安寧のための剣だ。そういう意味ではイギリス軍と何も変わらないよ。
イギリスの平和と安寧のための剣。素晴らしい理念だと思います。
ところでヘルシング君、君はどのような熱意を持ってイギリス軍に入隊したのかな？
それはお恥ずかしい話なのですが、家族を養う金を稼ぐために。
なるほど。正直でよろしい。では君は本日から黄昏に入隊だ。私が君の面倒を見る。
それはどのような。
君はすでに正式な軍属となったということさ。家族のことも心配ないだろう。黄昏に所属する兵に支払われる賃金は一般兵のそれとは比べ物にならないからな。
ありがとうございます。
This is where Alistair and Van Helsing's relationship began. I'm so glad that was voice acted. Because in Beast Root it wasn't voice acted and I had to read it all. Alistair is indeed an excellent soldier and a skilled agent of his own right. But more than anything, he is an educator. While holding a high rank in the army, he is also well known as a popular university professor. For his first 6 months in the unit, Van Helsing was thoroughly trained by Alistair. Thanks to this, he quickly rises and becomes one of the top performers within Twilight's ranks. And he says, you know, teacher, but yeah, he's not a teacher as in professor teacher. He's his teacher, like fighter teacher. He learned everything from Alistair. However,
チェックメイトだな、ヘルシング。
Alistair holds a wooden knife to Van Helsing's neck as part of a mock battle they are having.
また、なぜ自分はあなたには勝てないのですか？
なぜと言われてもな。君は素直すぎる。戦闘のセンスがずば抜けているからこそ、それに頼り、頭を使うことを忘れている。戦いの幅が広がれば広がるほど、頭を使わなくては勝てなくなる。まだまだ実戦では役立たずだろうな。
そんなことはありません。きっと役に立ってみせます。
その生き合いよし。しかし、その堅苦しい話し方はやめてほしいところだね。もっとフランクに行こうじゃないか。
しかし、いえ、あなたにそんな口は聞きたくありません。
君も頑固なものだな。
Exchanges like this continued between them, and Helsing has written about these times in a letter he sent to his mother and brother in the country. How are you both? Don't worry about me. Training is difficult, but I'm doing fine. I can't tell you where I am for certain reasons, but I trust that the money has begun to arrive. Mother, you need to make sure to eat healthy foods. I believe your body will naturally start to get better then. By the way, the commander at the post I've been stationed to has very interesting background. Aside from his military duties, he seems he also works as a university professor. Lately, he found out about my limited schooling and started looking over my studies, saying that I can do better. I've decided to call him Professor. He says it sounds too stiff and doesn't like it. I'm glad I made up my mind to come out to London. I'll come home the next time I get a long leave. I'm already looking forward to seeing you two. Oh, that's so sad. I feel so bad for him. Then, a little while after he enters Twilight, Van Helsing experiences his first real battle. It is probably one of the worst battles that a new soldier could experience. Not the Vampire War, though, right?
ワン、
Yeah.
ぼーっとするな、死ぬぞ。
Twilight is in the middle of a pitched fight in the corner of the poor district. For the first time, Van Helsing is against an opponent who does not succumb to his superior fighting prowess. The enemies are soldiers who have been part of an experiment called Hidden Strength. These men have lost their sanity and hunger to kill. If they get into the city, the death toll will be tremendous. The mission to hunt them down and kill them before they get out has been assigned to Alistair's platoon. However, I'm incredibly curious because I know how this ends. So I'm curious on how he started out fighting against Hidden Strength and then it coming to the ending that I know of. I don't remember. How can I not remember so much of a certain route? I mean, it was like my least favorite, I guess. Maybe not my least favorite. I think Epi's was my least favorite, maybe just because he's not my personality type, but Van Helsing was just mean throughout all of his, so that's probably why I didn't pay much attention to it either. Also, it really has nothing to do with like the main story. Really. The tables have turned. After chasing the Hidden Strength soldiers into a complicated back alley, the altered men turned and began attacking ferociously. Everyone had underestimated the power of Hidden Strength, the immense potential of the humans' latent powers. They feel no pain when shot and tear things to pieces with overwhelming violence. Their powers have made them inhuman. The Twilight forces are defeated one after another, and before they know it, the only survivors left are Alistair and Van Helsing. The two watch over one another as they run deeper and deeper into the ward of alleys. They are eventually cornered and surrounded, trapped in a narrow alleyway. As if instinctively aware that victory is certain, the experimental soldiers advance slowly. There we go, there's a good CG.
ここまでか。
I'll probably use this for the previous episode, even though it really doesn't have anything to do with the chapter, unfortunately, but I like these better than just making them my own, even if it's not a part of it. No, it's not it. You're not going to die. But Helsing says this under his breath as he looks around. There's nowhere to run, and they don't have much strength left. Had they been fighting normal humans, it may have been possible to fight and break through them to escape. However, they are up against monsters who far surpass human abilities. If they are surrounded, there's no chance they can win, no matter how they fight.
プロフェッサー、逃げてください。私がおとりになります。
He says it so proper. He speaks so proper to him. It's cute.
では諦めて彼らに引き裂かれるかね。日頃の強気はどうした、ヘルシング。
しかし、もうこれ以上は。
兵士が死ぬのは悲劇ではないさ。戦いに赴く者は常に死を覚悟するべきだ。だが一般人が死ぬのは悲劇だ。我々兵士は自らの命を賭して正気を失った獣たちを葬らなければならない。
の窮地でまだ彼らを倒すことを考えているのですか？
一つ約束をしようか、ヘルシング。この場を我々二人が生き残れたら、君は私をプロフェッサーと呼んではいけない。堅苦しい言葉遣いもなしだ。私も君をバンと呼ぼう。
こんな状況で何を言っているんです？
前にも言っただろう。
Alistair takes a device of some kind from his pocket and smiles. He presses a button and the next moment...
君とはフランクな関係でいたいのだよ。君のような未来ある有能な若者とは特にね。
A powerful explosion blows the experimental hidden strength soldiers to pieces. Oh my goodness. Aside from Jack Blackman, the one who got away, Alistair had already placed bombs in many abandoned areas within the district and given detonators to everyone but Abraham. You haven't proved yourself yet. There is only one reason why he didn't tell Van Helsing about the plan beforehand. Alistair later tells Van Helsing that his goal for his mission was to survive. He also said that giving extra tasks to those entering battle for the first time often increases their chances of death. In any case, from this day forward, Van Helsing stopped being overly polite to Alistair. In this way, Alistair became a true comrade to Van Helsing. Following this battle, Van Helsing's abilities continued to grow under Alistair's guidance. In only a year, he has far surpassed any other member of Twilight. And in terms of power, his capabilities have exceeded even Alistair's. It's uncertain when this happened, but they have established a style in which Alistair devises strategy and Abraham executes it. The two of them become known as the best team within Twilight, and they find themselves on the most difficult missions. Then fate begins to take its course. 2 years ago, the sub-race genocide in Ireland, also known as the Vampire War, takes place. Van Helsing is given the most important duty in this campaign.
お前すごいな。人間のくせにそんなに強いなんて。
Aww, he was friends with Deli way back then. That's so sad.
いや、そんなことはない。君のお父上にはかなわないさ。
And then he had to kill
だい
his
ぶ手を
dad.
抜いておられたよ。
I feel so bad for him. He's Van Helsing has been twisted and manipulated and has been completely messed up by these people. I feel so bad for him.
そりゃそうだよ。父上は吸血鬼一族最強の戦士だもん。
Van Helsing has integrated himself with the vampires and come into contact with those considered royalty among them. His mission is to spy on them and report on the fortress, then open the entrance for the approaching military assault. Completely unaware of his objective, the vampires have accepted him. The vampires place great importance on fighting ability and welcome Van Helsing as a guest upon learning of his strength. It's not just Van Helsing that was involved. It was like, what, they did a poisonous gas to kill them as well. Pretty sure that was mentioned in one of the other routes because, in Impy's route. I'm pretty sure it was mentioned in Impy's route because his village, he said that, you know, people just didn't come in and murder everyone. The way they died, it had to be in the gas. This day, Van Helsing and the Vampire King Dracula are engaging in a mock battle at the king's request. Van Helsing is at a great disadvantage as he is more comfortable handling a gun than a sword. But even if he did have a gun, he feels that Dracula would still make for a difficult opponent.
でもきっとノインテーター先生と同じくらいは強いんじゃないかな。あ、ノインテーター先生っていうのは僕の先生でね、すっごい強いんだよ。
Deli is so cute.
なるほど。 吸血鬼の中でも強いなら人間の私には戦いようがないな。
同じくらいに思えるけどな。そうだ、僕に戦い方を教えて。みんなに秘密で強くなって驚かせてやるんだ。
そうだな、考えておくよ。
約束だよ、約束だからね。
ああ、約束だ。
However, this promise would never be held. That night, once he has enough information to complete his assigned duties, Van Helsing returns to London.
そうか。そんなことが。
ああ、吸血鬼一族は言われているような好戦的な種族ではなかった。政府は吸血鬼が人の村落を襲い壊滅させていると触れ回っているが、そんな様子はどこにもなかった。これは何かの間違いだ。この戦争は何か重大な誤解の上で始まろうとしている。大規模な殺し合いに発展する前に止めなければ。少なくとも私は彼らが滅びていい種族には見えない。
そうか。わかった。私からフィーニスへと話をしてみるとしよう。うまくいけばビクトリア女王へ進言してもらえるかもしれない。君は報告を文章にまとめてくれ。
本当か？恩に着るぞ、アレスター。
He calls him Jimmy. Not in Japanese, though. He still called him Alistair.
いいや。今回の戦争には私も疑問を感じていた。君の進言はいいきっかけになったよ。こちらこそありがとう、バン。
なら早速報告書をまとめてくるとしよう。
I was relieved. The vampires were truly a peaceful race. Their abilities were terrifying, but it didn't look at all as if they planned to use them against humanity. And Helsing did not wish to betray the trust of those who had so warmly accepted him into their home.
報告書をまとめる必要はないよ。
Uh-oh. And Helsing turns around at the sudden voice to discover a young boy. He had seen him once before during Twilight's entrance ceremony. The only individual with command over all of Twilight, the second most powerful voice in Britain after the Queen herself, Finis.
君の話は聞かせてもらった。
Alistair goes down on one knee and bows his head. Van Helsing does the same.
でもね、この戦争は続けなければいけない。君の名前は何と言ったかな？
I don't understand why he wants the war to go on. I can understand if Victoria does, since they're vampires and they're a superior race, but he just only cares about his sister and his mission. So what does he care about vampires?
は、エイブラハム・ヴァン・ヘルシングと申します。
ではヘルシング、君は後ほど戦術会議にて全ての情報を吐き出してもらう。
Orders within Twilight are absolute. If they command him to die, he must die. But
できません。
Van Helsing speaks his mind this once.
おや？どうしてかな？
彼らに非はありません。この戦争には正当な理由がないかと。
君は面白いことを言うね、ヘルシング。かつてこの地球上で戦争に正当な理由がついたことなんてないよ。今回もそうだ。イギリスは戦争の相手が欲しいだけ。欧州各国に自らの軍事力を見せつけ。
Wow. They're just using them to as they're just using them to show power to a innocent race. That's just messed up.
しかも彼らを不必要に刺激しない相手が必要だったというだけのことさ。
Wow. Wow, that's so bad.
それでは今回の発端になった吸血鬼が村落を襲ったという事件は
Made up lies. He even knows that probably.
村落は確かに襲われたよ。
No.
ただし誰にかは君が知らなくてもいいことだ。
Probably Twilight themselves.
まさか政府の自作自演
どうだったかな。しかし国を救うためだ。多少の犠牲は仕方がない。ビクトリア女王もすべて納得しているよ。さあ、吸血鬼たちの砦の情報を話してほしい。
言えません。
Oh. And that's why his family's abducted and held hostage.
仕方ないな。アレスター、上司である君の言葉なら聞くかもしれない。
残念ですが、私もそのお言葉には従いかねます。黄昏は確かに目的のためなら手段を選ばない集団ですが、罪のない者たちを殺す蛮族ではありません。私も今回の戦争には反対いたします。
アレスター、これまでの君の功績を考えて今の発言は聞かなかったことにしよう。常識的に考えてみなよ。たかが一兵士の言葉が対局に影響するはずないじゃないか。
しかし私はこのようなことに加担したくはありません。
なるほどね。拒否したいならそれもいいさ。その結果がどうなるか、その目で見ているといい。
それはどういう意味でしょうか。
Finis smiles a thin smile but doesn't otherwise respond. Finis realizes that the answer then must be a tragedy that has already taken place. The British forces release poisonous gas, a new invention of war, from the air. One vampire stronghold after another is left in the state of destruction. The vampire's leader, Dracula, has gathered survivors and refugees of all the different regions to his own fortress. He protects them and decides to spearhead a battle from there against humanity. Though they instigated the war by killing off their villages. Humans against vampires, the plan of widespread murder has become reality. Van Helsing discovers this and tries to protest against Finis, but he is arrested and placed in confinement. Once he is released from prison, a mission is waiting for him. A change of scenery. This is Dracula's fortress. Its defenses were unmatched in the past, but it is under siege from the military. Any vampires who had not fled to the castle already fell into anarchy and were killed one by government forces. The vampires resist violently, and so far the military is unable to enter the stronghold at all. Amidst all of this, two soldiers arrive at the castle's gates. Abraham Van Helsing and Jimmy A. Allister. They have been accused of treason, and with their families taken hostage, they have been forced to assassinate King Dracula. Oh, Allister's was taken hostage too? Messed up. Alistair surmises that this is Finis' plan to have them killed after they learned the real truth behind how this war began. Neither Van Helsing nor Alistair could object, not with their families being held hostage.
よくもここに顔を出せたな、バンヘルシング。
やめろ。
様を呪ってやる。呪ってやるぞ。
逃げろ。逃げてくれ。
家族に手は出させない。家族にだけは。
私の前に出てくるな。
His shouts echo through the crumbling the stone stronghold. He has already completed his transformation into a human weapon. Is that when they injected him with human strength? Because I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm not pretty sure. Because I know that he is also a superhuman. So yeah, he's not only having to fight because of his family, he's also having to fight because he is being controlled and told to fight. Not so bad. This guy has had the worst life ever. His battle skills are at a level above any other, but each vampire has the strength of 10 men. He kills them one after another. Then Van Helsing emerges victorious from the one-on-one battle against the vampire king Dracula. Van Helsing himself has serious injuries, but he pays no mind to his wounds and prays for Dracula's soul.
終わったのか。
ああ。
He goes from this desperate man pleading with them to run, and then he's just like transformed. He's like into the new Van Helsing. He's like, yes. Like nothing ever happened. I don't understand.
ドラクロワは傑物だった。彼を失えば吸血鬼たちは瓦解する。この戦争は政府軍の勝ちに終わったようだ。
ドラクロワの妻や子供は。
彼の妻は私が手にかけた。ただ子供であるドラキュラが見つからなかったがな。
Sounds like they're saying the same word, Dracula, for both written words here, and I don't understand what the difference is, so that's why I just keep calling him Dracula. That's what it sounds like in Japanese. So it was Alistair that killed the wife. And Deli is certain that Van Helsing did.
バン、君には辛い役回りをさせた。
ああ。本当に辛いよ。自分の人生がこんなにも醜いものだと誰が予想できるというんだ。
No, his words are so painful to hear.
自らの恩人を罪のない優しき王、この手で殺すなるぞ。
Unbearable is the only way to describe his pain. It echoes through the crumbling walls of the vampire fortress without answer.
もう少し城内を探す必要があるかもしれないな。生き残りよ。子供であるドラキュラを。
Hearing Van Helsing speak like this almost makes me cry, and Saint Germain's root did make me cry, so you can imagine. I mean, Saint Germain's root is pretty bad too. It was really sad, just like this one. Dracula. The boy had warmed up to me. I taught him a little of how to fight. He looked to me with eyes filled with respect and awe, and I am going to kill him right here and now like his father.
バン、どうした？動けるか？
He's just gonna shut down.
もういい。
気持ちはわかる。 だがもし生きているとフィーニスに知られたら。
もういい。なんだこれは。私たちはなんだ。こんなものは戦争でもなんでもない。ただの虐殺だろう。何の罪もない者たちを殺してこんなものに守られる国に一体何の意味があるというのだ。
君は
教えてくれ、アレスター。私たちはどうしてこんなことをしているんだ。
バン、戦いというものは間違いの結果起こるものだ。この世には正しい戦いなど存在しない。我々の役目は間違ってしまった出来事をせめて少しでも少ない被害で迅速に終わらせることなんだ。
Fewest casualties possible. Says the ones who have to annihilate an entire race.
そしてこの国は、いや、この世界はずっと昔から間違い続けているのだよ。
Alistair places a hand on Van Helsing's shoulder.
行こう。我々の役目は終わった。
So are they gonna just say they killed him anyway, just pretend they did? After that, Van Helsing and Alistair became the focus of the public's attention as heroes who brought the Vampire War to an early end. Van Helsing's achievement is recognized and he is rewarded with the Knight's title and inducted into the Most Excellent Order. And if that was me, I would be so traumatized to be offered an award and a title after doing something that horrible. Like, I don't think I'd be able to function as a human anymore. However, the very day Van Helsing receives his titles, he resigns from Twilight. Yeah, I would too. When asked by Alistair why he is leaving, Van Helsing's response is brief.
人を殺す理由を見つけられない。私はもう戦えないんだ。
And not after all of that. With this, he departs. I'm going to go back to my family. I've sent plenty of money. We should have enough saved to be able to live comfortably. Now I'm going to lead a peaceful life with my family. At least so I thought. Oh my gosh, this poor man. It's truly what I thought. Oh, maybe I will cry. This is so sad.
なんだこれは。
When he returned home that day, what he saw was the aftermath of an appalling tragedy. The crimson stain of blood had sprayed all the way to the ceiling, over one large body and one small one on the floor. Their wounds are hideous. They must have gone through unimaginable pain.
そんな。
I'm in a daze. Faced with this reality, I am unable to think straight. For an instant, I think this was a punishment for what I have done. No, I did the same thing to the vampires, to so many more. An emotion that is not quite anger or sadness burns in his heart, and he turns his suffering face up to the red ceiling. After that, he contacts Alistair, who discovered his own family had been murdered, and they search for whoever ordered the killings. They use their skills cultivated through their careers in Twilight and are able to find the individual in no time at all. The assassin is a Twilight soldier, and they find a document in his room bearing Finis' seal. The document reads, Abraham Van Helsing, Jimmy A. Alistair, exterminate both their families.
Finis. お前だけは必ず
After reading all this, I can understand why he doesn't want to let go of his hate. But at the same time, it'll just ruin him if he doesn't. Having obtained hard evidence, Van Helsing dedicates himself to vengeance. He will kill the boy no matter what. That was the beginning of it all. Van Helsing was able to kill Finis once, as his heart led him to. But strangely, Finis returned to life. There were whispers of immortality. In order to unravel the secret, Van Helsing continued his investigations. One day he received a key piece of information from his collaborator, Alistair. Twilight and Finis are after something. If he can get to it before the military, he may be able to drag Finis, who so far cannot be found, out into the open. That is what leads to his encounter with the ill-fated girl that has been called a monster. And now he's got to leave her behind and go fight Finis on his own because he doesn't want to drag her into it anymore because he fell in love with her. Nope, I just reminisced my entire life story.
ああ、昔のことを思い出していた。
The automobile finally approaches their destination.
思い出に浸る気持ちもわかるが、今は目の前のことに集中するべきだな。
It was definitely not fond memories, I'll tell you that much.
あの時と同じだと思わないか。
あの時？何のことだ？
Which that time are you talking about?
吸血鬼戦争終結のあの戦いだ。こうして二人で敵地に乗り込んだだろう。
Alistair nods gravely, but his response is not one of agreement.
なるほど。確かに状況はよく似ている。だが今回はあの時とは本質が違うよ、バン。
Still wondering how he's planning on killing Finis.
あの時、私たちは運命に流されて戦った。けれど今は違う。自分の意志で過去と決別するために戦うのだ。そうだろう？
And Helsing smiles faintly.
ああ、そうだな。
Okay. The wording is strange, that's why I keep getting caught up. Even now, it has seemed that he not even allowed death. But once everything is finished, he can finally sleep. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. He not even allowed death. Was not even allowed death? Maybe that's it. He wasn't allowed to be killed. He can bid farewell to the unending nightmare that has been his life. He's going into this wanting to die, which is what Cardia kind of asked him at the end. Do you want to die? It sounds like that you want to die, which you need to stop because I don't want you to die. Van Helsing looks up at the moon in a daze. The moon looks down on him indifferently, as if it knows everything that is about to happen but keeps this knowledge to itself. Yeah, I think that a lot too. It's like someone out there knows what is going to happen and just gets to watch, and while I either play it out or don't play it out. as I watch my Sims play out their life. Everyone, I was wondering when the car was going to stop. Everyone, I'm sorry for calling you in the middle of the night. I needed to tell you something. Everyone has gathered in the lounge at my request.
改めて言わなくても、君の頼みなら何でも聞いちゃうよ。
表情から察するに、割と大事だな。
I nod in response. And Helsing came back here earlier.
バンガ。でも、それならどうして僕たちに黙って。
I'm sure she'll tell you. You just calm down. Yeah, he said he's figured out where Finis is. He came to say his final farewell to me.
おや、あなただけに挨拶ということですか？
Oh yeah?
彼も随分と薄情ですね。
How very cold of him. She's special to him. Leave her alone.
本当ですね。怪我の状態だってまだちゃんと見てないのに。
Yeah, he's fine. It seems like Van Helsing is prepared to go fight Finis alongside Alistair. Van Helsing is very strong, so he might be alright, but still. I don't know how to explain it, but it seems to me like Van Helsing was trying to reach out for help. The more he said he wanted to be left alone, the more it sounded like he didn't really want to be alone.
カルディアさん。
But I just can't let him go all by himself. I didn't want him to hate me. I couldn't bear hearing him say he didn't want me, so I gave up trying to stop him. Yeah. Yeah, I got that from him too. It's like the more he tries to say, leave me alone, the more he's saying, please help me, I don't know what to do. Can't do this alone. But I realized that was a mistake. I don't care if he hates me. I don't care if he says he doesn't want me. That's why I want to help Van Helsing. I want to be by his side. I don't want him to be sad or suffer. I want to see him smile. These feelings have appeared in my heart and won't go away. Please, I want to go help Van Helsing, but I need help from all of you. I understand that this is going to put us all in danger, but there's just nothing I can do on my own. Aw, at least she knows when to go for help. Instead of just running off by herself to go find him. No one says anything. I know I sound selfish. I should know how dangerous Finis is after everything that has happened.
カルディアさんもここへ来た時とは大違いですね。
What?
ええ、本当に。出会った時はまるで人形。
The doll face was last episode.
ってこれ決して否定的な意味じゃなくてね。
It's a good thing, don't worry.
俺相手じゃないのが実に悔しい。実に悔しいがすげえ嬉しくもある。
What are you talking about?
自分が人形だと思ってたお嬢さんが人間になったって話さ。
Oh. Lupin points at my chest with a flicking motion of his finger. I became human?
男も女も愛を知って初めて人間になる。
へえ、深いね。誰の言葉だい？
He's gonna be like, I came up with that myself. What are you talking about?
俺の言葉だ。資源だろ？
Aren't I wise?
泥棒が口にすると途端にありがたみが薄れるね。
Oh, come on, give him some slack.
一瞬で属性にまみれた感じになりますね。
Groundbreaking to common muck. That's funny. Everyone rises from their seats as they continue to joke around. Where are you going, everyone?
決まってんだろ？恋するお嬢さんの大事な願いを叶えに行くのさ。
Lupin is so cute. He's so cute and proper. He got his hat on. And he's like, we're going to help you, young lady. Hearing this, I quickly run after him. In the name of that feeling, the sound of the word love warms my heart. Oh, so cute. Lupus steps outside and speaks up as soon as he checks the area near the gate. You know what? I just realized that it's like an hour into this and I haven't come across the Van Helsing thing yet. There's only one in this one, so it's probably not going to be too much longer, maybe 2 hours. But I already have like the CG in my head. I know what it's going to be. So hopefully it's not like a 3-hour one because I hate editing those. Lupus steps outside and speaks up as soon as he checks the area near the gate.
やっぱりか。あいつらはオートモービルでここまで来てたんだな。
Master Thief Detective. How can you tell?
俺も物音に反応して目だけは覚ましてたからな。まあ、それが何かまでは気づかなかったけどよ。ついでに言えば、そこの門前に真新しい轍があるし、まず間違いねえだろう。
相変わらず耳がいいよね、ルパン。医学的に興味が出てくるくらいだ。
Let me examine your good ears.
近くで痕跡を見てみましょうか。この地面の削れ方を見る限り、彼らは未だロンドン内にいる可能性が高いですね。
Why do you think that?
え、なんで？
Yeah, explain to us.
この方向に続く道はロンドン市街まで一本道ですからね。ロンドンの外へオートモービルで行くなら、このまま屋敷を通り過ぎて外壁に向かった方がどこを行くのにも楽ですよ。陽動目的でないならば、ロンドン市街に目的地があると見て間違いないでしょうね。
わかりやすい足跡残しやがって。ファンの野郎、よっぽど気持ちが乱れてやがる。そんなんで俺から逃げられると思ってんのか？
He's probably going on the fact that he convinced Cardia enough to not follow him. Because he seemed very pleased with himself when she backed off. I don't know how he got here, but I suddenly realized that Cece is here standing next to Lupin.
さあさあ、皆様お立ち会い。我らが誇る猟犬様の登場だぜ。
Big shot hunting dog corgi. Cece barks enthusiastically.
え？まさかシシーに追わせようって言うの？
なあ、うちの姫様が来てから俺にも心を開いてくれるようになってよ。コツコツと訓練重ねてきたんだよ。なあ。
That's funny. Cece barks again happily.
マジなの？広い主である俺には未だ心を開いてないってのに。
Whatever. You just give him a leg.
ショックを受けている場合ではありませんよ、インピ。
You only have a good relationship with Cece and your route. Lupin and Cece sniff one of Van Helsing's old handkerchiefs, and in the next instant, Cece is already running off with great vigor. Whether Cece was always able to do this or Lupin's training brought this out, our hunting dog charges on without hesitation. The cathedral, lit by moonlight, boasts the same unapproachable beauty it had back when Van Helsing left Twilight. Van Helsing and Alistair park the automobile in an inconspicuous area and slowly approaches the building. Inconspicuous. Which makes it even more conspicuous.
気配があるな。警備は万端ということか。
おそらくはフィーニスが連れて行った黄昏の兵たちだろうな。
その中にはお前の部下も。
ああ、 少しでも生き残っていることを祈るよ。
As they have this conversation, a number of figures appear from the cathedral and melt into the night.
演出としては素晴らしい。バン、お互い生きて朝を迎えたいものだな。
何も案ずることはない。私はフィーニスを殺すまでは決して死ぬことはないのだから。
And Helsing pumps the lever on his shotgun.
行くぞ
Let's go! The Twilight soldiers advance, and Helsing's gunshot reverberates through the night. It has begun. I just heard a gunshot. Yeah, I'm sure a shotgun is very hard to miss, especially in the dead of night. They're going to find you really quickly. I stop and turn in the direction of the sound.
この方角。なるほど。そういうことですか。
It all makes sense. What does?
あちらにはセントポール大聖堂があります。噂では、ロンドン再建時、アイザックがビクトリア女王に占有を要求したとのこと。
Demanded.
ロンドン再建時の事故が原因で、外観を保ったまま、一般人は立ち入ることが禁止されていたはずですが、状況から察するに、そこが黄昏の本部。そういうことなのでしょうね。
Twilight's headquarters. I hear another gunshot.
急ごう。こうしてる間にも状況は変わっていく。
We start running through the deserted streets. When we reach the front of St. Paul's Cathedral, there are already a great number of Twilight soldiers on the ground.
へえ、壮観だなこれ。これをバンとアレスターの2人でやったってなら相当なもんだね。
どうやら全員気絶させられているだけですね。大した技術だ。
The next gunshot comes from within the building. As if the shot was a signal, Twilight soldiers appear en masse.
ねえねえ、どう見てもあの人たち友好的な態度じゃないよね、これ。
How do you know they're all wearing masks?
では、ここは私がお相手しましょうか。皆さんは中へどうぞ。
This is the first time you see Saint Germain with an actual knife besides the Finis CG. He's ready to go. But
バンを救うのでしょ？なら迷わずに進みなさい。彼にその手が届くようにね。
I know, I think only you can probably reach him and make him come to his senses. Saint Germain's tone is kind yet firm. Right.
僕も残りますよ、伯爵。僕も僕なりに力になってみせます。
Victor with a bunch of tubes and a sly smile on his face. Looks cute.
ありがたい申し出ですね。では、お力を借りるとしましょうか。
He's like, not that I need your help, but okay, let's go.
さあ行って、ルパン、インピ、彼女とバンを頼むよ。
Lupin and MP nod with determination.
じゃあ、行くとしますか。
Alright, stay safe, you two. We start running again, leaving Victor and Saint Germain to deal with the situation.
正面から飛び込むのはさすがにリスクがでかい。迂回して銃声を追うぞ。
Yep. You need Lupin to have tactics to guide you through this. We follow his suggestion and circle around to the small entrance. We're in the building. There's something dreamlike about this moonlit corridor. It almost feels like we've stepped into a fairy tale. A fairy tale with gunshots. Another gunshot, this time much closer than before. We're almost there.
建物の構造はシンプルだ。このまま進んでいきゃ、いずれはバンたちに勝ち合うだろうよ。
The CG I'm thinking of I thought was in an alleyway, but I'm guessing it's in the cathedral. I nod in response and am about to start running faster. Twilight.
っておい、後ろからも来てんだけど。
挟み撃ち。腐ってもエリート機関ってか。ここは俺とインピーが引き受ける。先に行け、カルディア。
But neither of you are fighters.
大丈夫。そりゃバンやサンちゃんに比べたらあれだけどさ。
You're a vampire, it's fine.
俺たちもなかなかどうしてしぶといぜ。
But still.
大丈夫だ。気にせず行ってこい。俺たちの代わりにバンの横っ面叩いといてくれよ。
Give him a good slap. Lupin gives me a smile. His eyes are filled with confidence, just like when he first kidnapped me. Alright. I squeeze out the words. Be safe, you two.
任せろ、愛は無敵。そんじゃルパン、俺の活躍足引っ張んないでよ。
I know I hardly ever say this, but I actually miss MP saying these words. Love is indestructible, let's go.
そりゃこっちのセリフだっつーの。同時踏むんじゃねえぞ、インピ
ー。Smoke bomb. Lupin throws a smoke bomb, suddenly blinding everyone. Bye. I take this opportunity to flee. Lupin, Impy, I hope nothing happens to them. I pray this from the bottom of my heart and I keep running on alone. After a little while, I see a spot at the very end of the hallway. A spot. Van Helsing is there. I continue running desperately. I arrive in a vaulted ceiling space lit by the soft moonlight. The beautiful scene before me is dreamy. It's powerful enough to mesmerize any who lay their eyes upon it. If the circumstances were different, I could have stared at this beauty all day long and never tire of it. Within the scene.
おやおや、これは珍客だ。どうして姉さんがこんなところにいるのかな?
You know, it just dawned on me that he's threatening Van Helsing with his sister, saying if you shoot me, she'll die too. It's just an empty threat. He can't have her die. She has to stay alive for his purpose. Such a troublesome little boy.
なぜ君がなんとも予期せぬ出来事だな。
Finis, Alistair, and Van Helsing. I started saying and before it even showed up. That's funny. I can't stop myself from shouting the moment I lay eyes on him.
カルディア
What'd you expect? Like, you guys all act surprised. He stares at me in disbelief, then quickly turns back to Finis. There are the bodies of many Twilight soldiers sprawled around them, but the three do not appear to be fighting. They glare at each other in silence. Oh. They have some of the guard with them. I forgot some of the guard are like imposters. But what's more unsettling in the crowd of Twilight soldiers still surrounding them, even a few soldiers from the army are there pointing their guns at them. This extreme situation, this tense scene barely held together by strained nerves, looks like a tableau, I think, from a painting to me. I think that's how you say that.
あいつらと共に追ってきたのか。なぜそんなことを。
Why, you ask, as if it's not obvious.
どうしてわざわざ危険な目に遭おうとするんだ。カルディア。
Van Helsing's And Helsing's pained shout echoes. Because you're important to me. Because you are important to me. I remember what Lupin said, the feelings I have for Van Helsing. I've learned so much because I met you. Not just things like how to fight or the other stuff you taught me. I don't know why, but the kindness you showed me, even though you usually look so annoyed, makes me so happy. You took over my heart, little by little, and I didn't realize just how important you've become in my life. Aww. He's gonna glare at her in response. This warm, painful, gripping emotion within me has a name, and it's I love you. More than anyone or anything, I simply love you. Aww, that's so cute. Are my words reaching him? No, they're not. She's so happy when she says that. He's just glaring at her. It's not the most romantic of a confession. After a beat of silence, the response I get is... Yeah, Finis laughing at her. It's not funny, man. she really does love him.
やだな姉さん。突然何を言い出すかと思ったら愛だって？
Oh, he's laughing at the fact that she can even say the words I love you. Right. Why is that so funny?
何がおかしいって？全部おかしいに決まってるじゃないか。姉さんは人を愛することも人に愛されることもない。だってそうでしょ？気持ち、思い、心、愛？冗談じゃない。
How rude.
姉さん、あなたは怪物だ。怪物がそんなものを持つはずがないんだよ。
If she wants them, she can have them. You can't say otherwise. Being once more called a monster, and Finis's cold glare sends shivers up my spine.
黙れ、フィニス。
I know, he's like, how dare you say that?
カルディアが。こいつが怪物？それが何だと言うんだ？私には何の関係もない。
He's trying so hard. That's like the worst thing you can say to her. It has nothing to do with me. So what? Who cares? She's a monster.
私は私のためにただお前を打ち果たすだけだ。
はあ、そういうくだらないやりとり本当にやめてほしいな。虫唾が走るよ。
I know, I'm sighing too, but for different reasons. Finis drops his shoulders, looking quite obviously dejected.
愛だのなんだの。姉さんはどこまで僕を怒らせたいの？父様もきっと悲しまれてしまう。そこの浅い器のくせに父様を拒絶するつもりなの。
She's not a container. She has the horologium, which is more than what you have.
何を言っている？
Explain to us, Finis. For an instant, it looks like the light disappears from his eyes. But before I can wonder about this, Finis raises his face to us at once.
いいよ。もういい。君たちにはもう飽き飽きだ。
You just going to leave? You tired? You done? He's like, let's start the real show here. He snaps his fingers and the soldiers around us lower their guns.
これは
わざわざ武器を下ろすとは。フィニス、何を考えている？
別に大した意味なんてないよ。先に撃たせてあげようと思ってさ。僕を殺す最高のチャンスをあげる。ほら、やってみなよ、ヘルシング。 僕が君に絶望を教えてあげるから。君のくだらない願いは未来永劫叶うことはないってね。
And Helsing's expression becomes stern. The next moment, there is a roaring sound before I can even try to stop him. Finis, shot through the leg, collapses to the floor. You're not going to kill someone by shooting them in the leg. You're not going to even kill him if you shoot him in the heart. Like, but for someone who's bent on revenge and will not leave until he kills Finis, he gives you an open shot and you shoot him in the leg. I don't think Van Helsing really wants to kill him, not with what he just did. Finis stands up once more as if he feels no pain.
どうしたの？もっと遠慮せずにさ、頭でも心臓でも好きに撃ってみなよ。
Finis walks towards Van Helsing, his arms open, smiling widely as if to encourage him to shoot.
ああ。望み通りにしてやる。
Finis's body jerks back as bullets riddle him, almost making him appear to be dancing as blood spatters everywhere. But somehow... his insane laughter shows no sign of stopping. So what happened when Saint Germain stabbed him? He just pretended to die. If he could take this many shots... So I know how he is immortal, but it's funny how one knife he's just like, ugh, dead. But this time he's like, shot after shot, he's just laughing. It's like he just pretended to die the first time after one stab instead of like what he's doing now. Eventually, after Van Helsing's fusillade has finally put Finis's laughter to an end, Van Helsing. Finis's body lies limp before him. Surely this time.
好きにしろとは言ったけどさ。
Yep, a new one just walks up.
本当に容赦が。いや、余裕がないね、君は。ひどいな。まるでひき肉じゃないか。
Hamburger? Like, that's not even funny at all. I can do nothing but stand in complete shock and stare. Finis is on the floor, covered in blood. A figure appears from behind the lines of soldiers. Another Finis.
バカな。どういうことだ。お前は一体。
見たままだよ。僕はフィニスさ。ああ、安心しなよ。そこにいるのも間違いなく僕自身だからね。
Finis looks down on the corpse with a mocking smile and steps over it.
さて、次は僕の番かな。
What a dramatic way to show someone you're immortal. Finis snaps his fingers and the soldiers around us once more point their guns at Van Helsing. I instinctively run out in front of him.
よせ、何のつもりだ。
I don't reply to Van Helsing immediately and stare at Finis. I don't know why, but Finis needs me alive. Yeah, at least she's realized this. That's why he was trying to kidnap me without hurting me, isn't that right? I stand protectively in front of Van Helsing, shielding him from the guns. It's all right, Van Helsing. I will protect you.
カルディア。
Watching as Finis replies as if he finds something hilariously funny, but at the same time with an air of hate.
僕が姉さんを殺せない？残念だけど、それは違うよ。僕は姉さんを殺すのをずっと我慢してたんだ。ずっと我慢してた。本当は姉さんを殺す口実が欲しかった。
Even if you hate her and you want her dead, you still can't technically kill her. Don't ruin your plan.
たとえ姉さんがいなくなっても、僕が必ず父様の計画を実現させてみせる。そうだよ。姉さんなんていらないんだ。
I actually feel sorry for Finis too when you hear his story. It's really sad. Oh, I hear an unexpected sound. The sound of a bell suddenly rings out. It's coming from where Alistair is standing. He has been watching the situation silently. Finis turns his attention to this unlikely distraction, annoyed.
それ、何の音かな？アレスター。
He's being paged. Wouldn't that be funny? In the middle of this dramatic fight and then his beeper goes off.
これは合図だよ、フィニス。
合図？
そう。ようやく君を殺す準備が整ったというね。さあ、最終章へ移るとしようか。
Want to shoot with a little pistol? Gunfire goes off all around us. None of it is targeted at us. Instead, the soldiers fire on Finis. Oh. I think I know what's happening, which is what I've been wondering. Yeah. Finis is unable to remain standing after having taken such heavy fire and falls to his knees. And then another one's gonna come out.
なぜ僕の兵が僕を
Probably because they're all under the hidden strength control. Possibly. Who doesn't?
単純なことだ。
Yep.
そこにいるのは君の兵ではない、フィニス。君の兵のふりをしていた私の兵だ。
And Helsing looks on in shock at the sudden turn of events. Alistair advances towards Finis, who slowly falls to his side.
アレスター。
Alistair stands over Finis and stares down on him coldly. I feel a sense of unspeakable terror from his unwavering eyes.
気分はどうだね、フィニス。普段すべてが手の内にあると考えている君からすれば、今の状況は新鮮ではないかね。
水郷だね、君も。正体を隠すのはもう終わりということかな。アレスター、いや、アゾット。
Yeah, I already knew it was him. If you guys go back and listen to Azoth, like in the very first episode of Van Helsing, just the way he talks is identical to Alistair. I'm like, wait a second, that's Alistair. Even if it's turned into a robot.
何？
Surprise! He's the bad guy all along. This is why Carney's like, I just don't trust you. I'm like, yeah, no, you shouldn't trust him. Alistair's bad. He's a bad guy.
おや、
Oh yeah.
バレていたか。適当に煙に巻いていたつもりだったが。かのアイザックの血を引き継いだと言われるだけはあるな。少々侮りすぎていたよ。
We all stare at Alistair in surprise. Alistair is Azoth?
何をバカなことを。アレスター、何を言っている。アゾットがお前だなんて、そんなたわごと。
And yet, paying no mind as we struggle to come to terms with the truth, Alistair smirks as if nothing is out of the ordinary.
何も間違ってなどいない。アゾットは私だよ。バン。カルディア君。
I don't know if it says what his motivation was for being a bad guy, because I totally forgot about him even being good during the vampire war, his family being held hostage, and him forcing to kill the vampires alongside Van Helsing. I completely forgot all of that, because in this one, Alistair's a bad guy, so when I got into Van Helsing's route, I'm like, I already know who the bad guy is. Forgot he was even good at one point. So I don't know if they tell us his motivation or not. Maybe it's just that he went insane. Alistair keeps his thin smile as he turns to Finis unfazed as we stand frozen.
まずは君を処理するとしよう。私は慎重な性格なのでね。後顧の憂いは断ち切っておきたい。
He sounds confident that he can kill him, but I'm not sure if he actually knows the way.
無駄だよ、アレスター。僕は死なない。すぐに君を追い詰め、必ず君を殺す。
Finis spits this out with fury and murder in his eyes, even while laying broken on the ground.
すまないが、それは叶いそうもないな。君はこの場で終わりだ。
Oh.
君の秘密はすべてわかっているのでね。
He said that pretty confidently. Alistair gingerly crouches by Finis's head and whispers something to the boy. Sounds like he was on the mark. Finis screams, and fresh blood spurts from his wounds. Without any hesitation, Alistair drives the saber he holds straight through Finis's neck. My neck hurts just thinking about that. At the same moment, the sound of an explosion rattles the entire cathedral.
実に愉快。フィニス、君はよく私を楽しませてくれた。永遠の別れをほんの少し惜しむほどにはね。
I got chills thinking of something being stabbed in your neck. I mean, Finis is immortal and he keeps coming back with other bodies, but it's gotta be painful every time that he dies. Like, I just can't imagine it. As the shaking continues, Van Helsing grabs hold of Alistair.
説明しろ、アレスター。これはどういうことだ。一体何が起きている。
そう力まずとも説明するさ。ともあれ、おめでとうバン。フィニスはこの通り本当の死を迎えた。君の復讐はなされたんだ。彼はもう二度と生き返らない。
That's what he says, but I don't actually believe him.
君の祝願は、そして私の偽りの祝願は、今ここになされたのだよ。
お前がアゾットというのは本当なのか。
ああ、 もちろんだとも。こんなことで嘘をついてどうする。
バカな。そんなことが信じられるわけが。
ジャック・ブラックマンの時はなかなかに鮮やかな手並みだった。だが想定外もあった。私の描いた筋書きでは君はジャックを殺すはずだった。
Okay, so I hope that this doesn't sound too loud. Actually, I want to turn it up just a little bit. I hope this isn't too jarring of a sound difference. I kicked my video card on accident and my sound cut out. And I deleted something that I shouldn't have, which was my entire capture card scene. I meant to only delete the source and reapply it, but I deleted the whole scene, which erased my mic and all of its settings. So I copied my mic settings from a different scene, hoping that it's the same. Obviously it wasn't the same, but I had to turn down the sound. I had to turn down the decibel sounds to kind of match what the sound from the game is supposed to be. So I hope that I hope that it doesn't sound bad. If it does, I really apologize. I will have to listen to it when I edit it and fix it according to that. But yeah, so back to what we were doing.
戦場の記憶、そして過去の記憶、その両方をうまくつなげたつもりだったが、見事彼女に救われてしまったな。
I thought I did a good job connecting your memories of the battlefield and your past. Did he alter his memories? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Alistair wasn't good at all. Alistair glances at me and smiles.
だが、ノインテーター戦は目も当てられなかった。人間兵器と呼ばれた君があのように無残な姿を晒すとは、元上司としては虚しい限りだったよ。うん。まだ信じられないかな。
You're gonna
君が
unlock him,
望む
aren't
の
you?
はアゾットと刻まれた事件、そのすべての詳細を手法からすべて解説しようか。
And Helsing slowly lets go of Alistair. No, he didn't let go. It looked to me as if he no longer had the strength to hold on. Why? Why would you do such a thing? What did you plan to get from it?
目的はあるが、それを君に話す必要性を感じないな。強いて言うならば、今回の一連の騒動は私の趣味のようなものだ。
It's kind of a sick hobby, you know. A hobby?
ああ、私は人間という生物に対し多大な興味を抱いていてね。人間は美しい。しかし、その美しさはどこにあるのだと君は考える？
In their strength, probably.
私は
Ah,
恐怖と怒りにこそ
I guess that
美しさが宿ると思っている。
I guess that falls into line with what hidden strength does anyway. It brings out their fears.
ただ見たいのだよ。このロンドンが、イギリスが、世界が人の美しさに輝く瞬間をね。
やめろ、アレスター。そんなくだらない冗談を。
まだ理解できないのかね。君たちは私に騙されていたとそう言っているんだ。バン、君は優秀だったよ。君とフィーニスは理想的なまでに互いを憎み、あざけり、敵としていがみ合った。結果、その間に私はフィーニスの不死の原因を突き止め、彼に完全なる死を与えることができた。本当に感謝しているよ、バン。フィーニスが消えたことで、私はやっと私の宿願を果たすことができる。
Your ambition? Wait, wasn't it to get revenge on Finis?
フィーニスに復讐？なぜそんな必要が？
お前も家族を人質に取られていただろう。そして戦争が終わった後、私と同じようにフィーニスに家族を。
ああ、あれは嘘だよ。
バカ。お前の家族が殺されたことは紛れもない事実。お前の家族の遺体も私はこの目で見ている。それは嘘のはずが。
ああ、言い方が悪かったかな。殺されたという部分が嘘だ。あれらは私自身の手で殺したんだ。
Yeah, he just went completely insane after the war. That's what I gathered out of all of this. He didn't just have a change of heart, he just went insane. What? Why? Why would you do such a thing?
うん。では種明かしをするとしよう。これも私には必要な一過程だ。バン、2年前の吸血鬼戦争時、フィーニスは君の家族を人質に取ってはいない。
It was you forcing him to fight this whole time?
あれらもすべて
Yeah.
私がやったことだ。そして戦争終結後、君の家族を殺せと命じたのもフィーニスではない。私だ。
You just fueling your anger so badly so that he can just fight you in your full strength. Get angry and fight.
現場にフィーニスの仕業であるという分かりやすい証拠を残すことで君の殺意を誘導した。君を見込んでいた。君の強い執念をもってすればフィーニスを殺すことも可能だろうと。
Now he's saying that he used you. Oh my
つ
goodness.
まり君は私に利用されていたんだ。私の剣として、都合の良い駒として。君の復讐心という手綱を私が握っていたのだよ。
That could be taken quite literally.
いつからだ。いつからそんな考えを。
君に出会ったその時からだよ。エイブラハム・バン・ヘルシング。
Really? So you lied to him the whole time about wanting to end the war too? It's messed up. From the very beginning, the object of Van Helsing's revenge had been standing beside him, manipulating everything about him. His agony, his anger, his grief.
貴
I'm glad I don't have to say that. A gunshot rings out as Van Helsing roars. It doesn't come from his gun though, but from the gun belonging to a soldier standing behind Alistair. Blood oozes from the new gunshot wound in Van Helsing's arm. Van Helsing! Yeah, the soldiers are being mind-controlled pretty much. His voice is dull and lifeless. His eyes reflect only murderous intent. Yep.
ヒドゥンストレングス。何を隠そう。この手法を考案したのは他ならぬ私だからね。絶対服従の強力な兵士たち。初期の実験体はおおむね失敗し、後始末に黄昏を使わなければならなかったが、今ではこの通り。どんな命令でも聞く優秀な殺人鬼を作り上げるに至った。
殺してやる。殺してやるぞ、アレスター。
いい表情だ。だがまだまだ君にはもっと私を憎み恨んでもらわなくては。
Alistair laughs as he says this, but it's hard to tell what he's truly thinking.
バン、憤っているところ悪いが、今の君では私と対峙する資格すらない。
Yeah, he's just doing this so he gets him as angry as possible, so he fights as strong as he can when he turns the control on Van. Oh my goodness. Like this root is so messed up. I feel so bad for him.
せめてこの程度の数は余裕を持って打ち払ってくれ。
Alistair snaps his finger, and the soldiers, both in twilight and regular army uniforms, inch closer and closer around us. They eye us hungrily, like predators observing their prey.
今日のところは一足先に失礼するよ。
No, I still haven't got the CG that I think we're supposed to get in here. Which I have backwards in my head, I guess, because the one in the alley I thought was before this one that's coming up.
タワーブリッジに来たまえ。すべてを知った君を歓迎しよう。
Unless this is not the fight that I'm thinking of, but I thought it was.
待て。
それではな、バン。再び会えることを心から楽しみにしているよ。
Yeah, I don't think this is the fight that I'm thinking of. I truly think that the CG that I'm thinking of is the last finale fight. He's really just gonna walk off. Alistair turns his back on us. Van Helsing raises his shotgun, but the soldiers close in, protecting Alistair.
待て、アレスター。アレスター。
Van Helsing screams and set off all the soldiers to attack him at once. The battle is intense. The soldiers with hidden strength attack furiously. The maddened soldiers fall one after another as Van Helsing strikes them down. Then game over. Time to restart. Everything is silent once more. No one moves aside from Van Helsing and myself. Van Helsing is covered with so much blood it's hard to tell if it's his or the enemy's. Red, so red. The endless stream of red drips from him. Wow, is that the end? I didn't. Okay, I'm like, I thought there was a CG in this one. Do I only have one? I still need one for last episode. Alistair watches the lights of London from his place in the darkness. Everything is ready. It's all about to come to a close. But is it the end? No, not at all. This is just the start of everything. The word Azaz signifies both beginnings and endings, perfectly suited for him.
バン、私は君をいつまでも待とう。この余興もすべては君のため。君という唯一無二の存在を作り出すためのものなのだから。
He's so messed up. I keep saying I feel bad for him, but like the worst thing you could do to a person. He whispers into the night, then falls silent as he continues to stare out over the beauty of the city lights. Well, I still only have one CG. I guess that's that. I'll just have to create my own CG for that, even though I know there's 2 CGs left and there's only 1 chapter left. So and neither one of these CGs can be in the good ending. It's just not possible. So we're gonna have 2 CGs in this next one, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna have the suspense music in the background as we close. But thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please drop a like down below and or subscribe for the finale of Van Helsing. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.